So the new MacBook Neo actually uses the same processor as the iPhone 16 Pro. Here's why that actually makes a lot of sense. So for the last 10 years, the MacBook Air has been the entry-level MacBook. The problem is the M chips that they're using on this thing have gotten so incredibly powerful where most people buying this as an entry-level computer aren't using 10% of the computing power that the MacBook has. In fact, I've started recommending the MacBook Air to a lot of pro-level users. Hell, I actually use one myself because this thing is so cost-efficient and so powerful. But for somebody who needs what most people used to buy a MacBook Air for, just to do basic tasks for school, word processing, documents, this thing is way over. So Apple was actually kind of forced to make something like this, something that fills the entry-level point in the MacBook market. And I think they did a really good job. Even though it is technically an iPhone chip, the A18 Pro has an insane amount of power and it'll run circles around some of the old Intel chips that were on the previous MacBook Airs. And mind you, this isn't being marketed as this crazy powerful machine. This is meant to be exactly what the MacBook Air was 10 years ago, but that just didn't exist in the market the last little bit. So it's so great to see this back and at a super reasonable price point. I'm super happy to see this out there. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comments. I'll catch you in the next video. Your first look at the brand new $600 MacBook Neo. 13 inches, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, 2 USB-C ports, one with 2.0 speeds, the other with 3.0 speeds, a headphone jack, and 2 speakers on both sides. Comes in 4 new colors: citrus, this really pretty blush, indigo. You also notice they all have these matching keyboards, which is kind of nice, and of course the classic silver. The base model does not have Touch ID, but for an extra $100, you can get 512 gigs of storage and Touch ID. Let me know your guys' thoughts and favorite color in the comments. I'll be running this thing through the ringer when I get home, so make sure to stay tuned. This is the brand new super affordable MacBook Neo. Here's everything you need to know about it in 1 minute. It's a 13-inch MacBook. It's using the A18 Pro chip. This is the same chip that was used on the iPhone 16 Pro. For $600 USD, you're getting 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. The value in this thing is insane. We're getting 4 gorgeous new colors: citrus, blush, the classic silver, and then indigo, and they all have this really pretty color matched keyboard as well. Getting 2 USB ports, one is 2.0 speeds, the other is 3.0, no Thunderbolt though. The base model does not have Touch ID, but for an extra $100, you can get double the storage, 512 gigs, and Touch ID. The value for this little laptop is absolutely insane. I'm really excited to see how the A18 Pro does in a full-fledged laptop. I think this thing is gonna kill it. There's definitely a spot in the market for it. Make sure to follow along for more coverage, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.